How did P-Train do that?
He got very, very lucky.
How did P-Train not get hit by that chain chomp? I need to remember that for the post-game interview and ask P-Train how he did not get hit by that chain chomp there.
He's probably going to say luck. Nothing interesting on Ether.
Alright, Dr. Earworm is going into Ice Palace. If they Icebreaker, they will get to their hammer sooner than if they were to Ice Palace Bomb Jump. Okay, I call hacks on... I think the computer cheated on that second sword spin. Cause that looked clean to me. Nothing in Mimic Cave. So far, TR is turning up dry.
Unfortunate.
Of course, we still have half the checks left. Very nice key dash, almost getting hit by that crystal roller there. Very clean icebreaker there from Dr. Earworm.
I love Icebreaker. It's so clean. And back to the Tower of Hero, which we don't care about.
Oh no. I'm not gonna say what just popped into my head.
No, I'm just messing around. What you got?
So remember that chest that's in Thieves Town that our runners couldn't get earlier?
Yep, because we didn't have the hammer.
What if there's a key in that chest? Like, I don't know, a small key to pod? And the pod big is vanilla? Never mind, there's a pod big right there. But Stance, what if they're it? Wait. This is part 1 of what I said earlier. Just want to throw that out there. As I said, the big key to the pod would be in TR. And that just happened. So we are technically in go -1 right now. Well, go -2 technically, rather. And that is... Oh, Hera. Oh no, that gives us another check.
Oh no. Oh no. But P-Train's right there.
Yeah,
and he knows
right
it.
There.
That's why he's got the mirror out. Or no, that's why he's glad he has the mirror out. Because he's gonna mirror over and do it right now.
No. Oh, P-Train's fluting away. Because P-Train can clear pod.
Yep. He's gonna prioritize that. Yep. Smart.
Yeah, remember our ABCDs. Always be clearing dungeons.
Yep.
Oh, he's... Okay, so looks like P-Train is going to get the big bomb and possibly route that in to clearing pod. That is what it is appearing to be, and that's what I'm going to say until it's not. Oh, nice triple hit with that last fire rod shot on Dr. Earworm's side to get that last hit. There's our Swamp Small.
Oh boy.
Okay, so do we go to Swamp now, or do we go to Pod?
That's a good question, and it looks like P-Train is going to decide what to do.
I
It
think
looks like
P-Train's going to
might be the
Swamp.
play.
Density of checks? Nope. P-Train's
Nope.
fluting to 5.
Okay. Yep.
Again, I don't believe P-Train has enough keys to get everything, so there's probably going to be one check that's going to be missed. Yeah, P-Train's going to miss that vanilla bit key chest.
It's probably fine. We're running so low on items that we need. Missing a single chest is not as critical as it was earlier.
So we are still missing the Eastern bit key. That is still not accounted for. Eastern is a pendant, so there is a possibility it is in GT.
I hate that you're right.
I calls it as I sees it. So our first King Helmsworth fight, 17 hits to that helmet will break it, so that way our runners will have to spin slash, depending on the sword they have, to take down King Helmsworth just like that.
A very quick fight.
And with that, so I don't know if I want to start it now, but we do have 7 crystals now. Do we
It
start
uh,
it? Like, cause P-Train could go. Okay, I'm starting the game. There are 22 checks in Ganon's tower. Where the wait, never mind. Why am I even talking? We already have a big key.
I was waiting for you
Big
to
key
remember
is a
that.
negative 4,766. That's where the check was.
I was waiting for you to remember that we already got the Ganon Tower big key.
Oh no. Oh, we put your guess in where you think that that Eastern big key is. I'm here all night. So where is that Eastern Palace big key?
Well, with the way the seed is going, it's somewhere in Ganon's Tower.
Unless it's in Swamp.
Why are you like this?
Because P-Train decided to not go to Swamp first. If P-Train would have gone to Swamp first and said Eastern Palace big key could be in Ganon's tower. There's some trash that's burning up on the torch.
Nah, that can't get to stay up there.
Yeah, we already have an invincibility item, plus that's the... Especially when you're fighting Ganon, that's the lesser of the two. Oh, and there's a fetch quest.
I miss you. Was it the mushroom? It was a mushroom.
It was the mushroom.
Well, that's great.
Never mind. I was gonna say so I could see P-Train doing, but you're already up here. You're not making another mountain climb.
And Aku is right. The King of Burna is trying so hard to be red. It just wants to be included.
And another fetch quest. I mean, we're hoping that's just overfill, but one of those could lead to the Eastern Palace big key. Because we found the shovel and we found the mushroom. And there's already been something important on a fetch quest.
Very good, Kandash.
Oh, and we got the juke with the big key to Swamp.
Ooh. It's a big key, but it's not the right one. Or it's not the one that you called out. But, I mean, that means that that could be the play. I mean, the big key to Eastern could be there.
I mean, would that count as another fetch quest?
In this mode, it does.
And
oh,
the big key to
there
Eastern.
It is.
We're getting a mirror. We're getting declared dungeons. P-Train at 1 hour 29 minutes and some change is in go mode. Okay, Dr. Earworm is taking that Harris Mall that they found and go ahead and turning it in, it looks like. We know that it's not anything of note now, but it is interesting to see what it will be. So I hope you have some beverages ready, because it's time for a coffee break.
Yep. Or hot chocolate if you prefer.
I call hacks on that second lawnmower. The computer cheated again for P-Train. Oh, and it's just 20 bucks in the basement. This appears to be a Spike Cave check from Dr. Earworm as well. We know that this is, believe, some kind of heart because P-Train checked it earlier. Oh, it's a key. Pod small key. That's just telling Dr. Earworm to, hey, go back to Pod.
Yep. He left checked in pod. Get to it. Meanwhile,
P-Train's taking care of
yep.
World War II.
P-Train killing World War II. Gonna say no thanks to the chest. She's good. Here's the trigonometry wizard.
I hope you have practiced your agonometry lately. If you have not, you will not get triples like P-Train just did.
Good shot.
Is this a 23 is number one? Yes, it is. 23 is number one. Or 32 is number
32.
one, rather. 32 is number one for P-Train.
So, all that he's got to do now is go clear out those last dungeons he's got.
Yes, we still have Eastern, Swamp, and Castle Tower. Which P-Train is going to go ahead and do Castle Tower.
I mean, he's right here. May as well.
I wonder, will P-Train go out the way to get silvers? To make the
Ganon fight quicker?
Well, not only make Ganon quicker, but also make Phase 2 of Argus and also the entire Armos fight quicker.
If it were just Ganon, I would say no way. But with Argus and Armos Knight in play, he's probably gonna do it. I mean, that is not a small bunch of time you're saving doing that.
Yeah,
I guess it depends on how P-Train feels.
Yeah, the way you can route it is once you finish out this saving or mirror, save and quit to sync. Go ahead and pull the go ahead and pull the silvers out of the tree. Save and quit. Probably too many save and quits there already. Save and quit
Yeah.
or flute to 5, beat Eastern. Flute to 4, go to Dark World, beat Swamp, save and quit from Dark World, and you end up on the pyramid.
Yeah, and Surger is saying that it saves on average about 8 to 10 seconds, those silvers in those few fights. And so it's not really worth the time it takes to get to go get them.
But hey, we like playing hypotheticals here. And time for everyone's favorite game. How many blue balls does Aga send at us?
The Aghanim fight follows the pattern. His first shot is always an energy blast that you can reflect. His next 3 have a 50-50 chance of being a reflectable shot, or 4 blue balls that bounce off. His 5th shot is always a lightning blast on top of the screen, and the cycle repeats.
And we already have 1 blue ball there. And we are on the lightning cycle, so the cycle starts again. So how many more do you think we'll get? I think we'll get up to 4.
That would be mean. I think we can get 1 or 2 more.
And there is 2. And there is 3.
There's the 2 more I mentioned. Let's see what happens. Yep, that was the 2 more that I said.
Yep, so 3 total.
Relatively average fight.
Okay, so where does P-Tray go from here? Gets that flute out.
He's going to Eastern.
Yep. P-Tray saying, I got a gold sword. I don't need those silvers. Dr. Airworm's about to go into Pyramid Fairy, where I believe there was an item. Small key to swamp, that's what it was. Dr. Earworm is avoiding climbing the mountain. We know that the big keys that they are looking for are indeed inside Ganon's tower. So while we're going to see every check from Dr. Earworm, P-Train will do some trickery, call a diver down, and just go straight to the back.
Oh yeah, Diver Down is a very interesting move. I'll try to explain it as you see it. There are a couple different ways you can set it up. I'm interested to see which way Dr. Earworm is going to go with it.
Yeah, we will probably see Dr. Earworm go left side, since still looking for that big key to Eastern, which we know is in Ganon's tower. And we are once again going to have our runners in the exact same dungeon. You're going to see a complete difference in how both of our runners route this. One in go mode, one still looking for items.
Yes.
Blink and you'll miss P-Train going through this, essentially.
Yeah, he's just gonna fly through it straight to the back. It's gonna be a very, very, very much faster dungeon.
Dr. Earworm opting not to do left side.
I guess he's feeling confident. But here we go. We are seeing a Keysanity diver dance setup.
Yeah, I don't think they were. I don't think they're getting exactly. Yeah, I don't think they're. Oh, they got it that time.
So the water in this dungeon is just a layer on the floor, and the game only checks for the transition from layer to layer if you go into the water from the stairs. If you manage to clip yourself into the railing using either the Keysanity or bombs and just leap off the ledge that way, the game just doesn't transition you into the water because it doesn't know that there's water there. It's a very, very interesting trick, and you can do it in another place in Swamp Palace as well, to grab a key without draining, or to grab a key even after you flooded the key, or flooded that little alleyway. Normally, you have to leave the dungeon dry again, but Diver Dash can save you in that case.
Ooh, nice setup from P-Train there. And with that, from P-Train, we are about to go make some bacon. Hope you're hungry.
I know P-Train is after the scene. He's hungry to get done with it.
So you see that save and quit. Since we're in the Dark World, it puts us right on top of the pyramid. Go in, say hi to Ganon.
So, Gold Sword is just about the quickest way to move through phases 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, nice dash strats there from P-Train. Got that lamp out, getting ready to do some torch glitchery here. One more hit, and then we're on to Spin Spin Baby.
Yep, and we found the arrows, we just don't care about them. Now, you have to be very careful with the Fire Bat in phase 4 here, because the Fire Bat will actually knock you in the opposite direction that you push the D-pad. So if you get knocked by the fire bat and you try to walk into the platform, it'll actually push you further away. More than one runner has taken a fall here in Phase 4 because they forgot that.
Yeah, the best thing to do is just to drop your controller right there. P-Train just has a few more spins, and then we have May Bacon. And there it is. Get those GGs in chat as P-Train is about to finish the seed and finish first on this restream. And also first overall with the time 1 hour 46 minutes and 23 seconds. Get those GGs in chat.
Yep, that was a very good show from a seed that was not really all that friendly. Meanwhile, we have Dr. Earworm going back to Eastern Palace to finish up this not great seed he's got going for himself.
Yeah, and we are joined by P-Train. P-Train, GG, my friend.
GG's.
I have one question before we get into the rest of the interview. How did you dodge that chain chomp?
Oh yeah, it was far enough to the left. As long as it didn't bounce to the right, I was good. I have put a considerable amount of time into that room.
I'm pretty sure the game cheated in a couple of those spins where, like with the pokey there, just not taking the spin. But the computer can cheat sometimes, I guess.
Yeah, there were a couple of little execution mishaps. Turtle Rock was a bit rough, although the RNG in Turtle Rock was also not very friendly. Pokey 2 RNG, the Chain Chomp RNG, and then Ganon. I just could not get myself together on Ganon. That was one of the worst Phase 4s of Ganon I've had in a long time.
But you pulled it off nicely first overall also. P-Train, let me ask. The biggest deciding factor in this match was going to GT right after you finish your last crystal dungeon. Is that because you had a feeling that those keys could be in GT for the pendant dungeons?
Yeah, after clearing Turtle Rock, I had some decisions to make. I had 2 items in pod, and I'm not a huge fan of going just for the big chest in pod. I had the big chest of Turtle Rock and hammer pegs, and I think that was about it. I don't mind, and of course, the pod big key that put me in GT mode. I can now get into GT. I don't mind. I absolutely am fine with rushing GT being 1 item from go mode, but I don't like going to GT 2 items from go mode, which is kind of weird, but it's just, I don't know. I don't like looking for more than one thing, because especially when one of those things is a Swamp Palace Small, if you find the Swamp Palace Small in GT, well, now do you want to abandon the basement and rush Swamp? You have to make those kind of decisions. So I just didn't want to put myself in that situation. So after TR, I was like, hey, let's do Pyramid Fairy. If someone rushed Ice, Pyramid Fairy was open relatively early. So let's just see what happens. And then when I got that Swamp Palace Small, I was like, oh yeah, absolutely. For that Eastern Palace big key, 100%, I'm going to GT.
Yeah, and like I said, that turned out to be the biggest play in this seed, was finding that Swamp Small and Pyramid Fairy and then rushing up to GT.
Yeah, I'm thinking even more than rushing GT, I think it was finding the Swamp Small before GT. Like, I think that was if I had to guess, that I imagine that was a factor for some people. Maybe not doing Pyramid Fairy before GT.
Yeah, we were discussing how elusive that swamp small could be, and we're tossing out scenarios of how it could be in GT or how it could be in one of those orphan chests, either the big key chest in Pod or in Thieves Town, but found it.
Yeah, Pyramid Fairy paid out, and I was very glad that it was the Swamp Small and not the Eastern Big. I mean, obviously, if it was Eastern Big, that would have been pretty easy clean up too. And even then, like, it's more or less plays out the same, right? Because you do Pod. I probably skipped the big chest, and then you clean up Eastern, and then you go to GT. So it wouldn't really have changed much. But finding the Swamp Small, I 100% I was going to GT. Like, there was just no question about it.
So, what are your overall thoughts on this seed? Other than why is it hammerless ice with hammer in it?
Yeah, I was sweating that for a while. But I kept trying to think, and I don't know when Ice Palace would have been the play. You know, I mean, it was always a choice, but I don't know that it was ever a good choice. And for me, it wasn't even in logic until I found Flippers in Desert. But given the chain of items I found, you know, do you pick Ice over Hammerless Thieves? I don't think so. When I found Flippers, my thought was I got Flippers so I could swim to Pod. That's what I felt logically the seed wanted me to do. So when I found Flippers, it just felt natural to go do Hammerless Thieves Town, and then go to Catfish and Pyramid Ledge. I hated cleaning up the second chest in Castle Tower, but I felt like I had to. And then you go over to Pod, and Hammer's going to be on Pod like it always is. When it wasn't in Pod, I started to sweat a little bit, and then when it was in Ice Palace, I was like, oh god, someone probably just YOLO'd this very early in the seed, and I'm now like way behind somebody. So, because after Ice, it kind of fell into place, you know? Like, you find the hammer, and Turtle Rock is an obvious choice, and then Turtle Rock has the Pod big, and, you know, Hammer also allows you to full clear Ice, which gets you Pyramid Fairy, which puts you into GT, and, you know, it just seemed like everything kind of fell into place after that hammer, so I was a bit worried. I also was sweating the Thieves Town big chest, even though in hindsight I probably didn't have a reason to, because there's no way you have hammer before Thieves. Like, I don't see that being a reasonable choice.
Yeah, it eventually got to the point to where that that hammer was either in ice or in that first check of swamp, and neither one of those were really good choices.
Yeah, I mean, I found the Flippers after I had already done my South Dark World loop, so that wasn't a great choice. Yeah, like, I mean, it's just, Ice is so weird in this seed. I don't see how you don't last locate Ice. I mean, maybe you feel like doing Ice as opposed to... Because, I mean, put someone else who ran a similar route to me, where you have to decide for the Catfish, Pyramid Ledge, Pod play, or the Ice Palace play. Technically, you do get the Ice Palace items faster. So maybe there's a scenario in which you do that, but just for me, like, at that point I had 4 Pod keys. Just Pod felt like the way to be, you know? And it just didn't work out this seed.
I will say you did juke me out, because that is exactly what I was saying during comms, was that you're going to ice and then you took the portal.
Oh yeah, I mean, I felt like at that point, you know, it's not a bad idea to clean up Zora. Because hammerless ice is a pretty big investment if hammer ends up being on Zora. I didn't mind going to Pod without the hammer. I can't explain why, but Pod without the hammer didn't feel that bad. But ice without the hammer felt like, you know, this is not a good play. It's not the kind of situation I want to be in. Double dipping ice unforced. So yeah.
Double dipping any dungeon is not a great feeling.
I mean, there are exceptions. Like, I didn't feel bad with the double dip of Pod. I kind of wish there was more in Pod. Not Pod, Mire. I didn't feel bad dipping Mire. I didn't want to dip it initially. It was really hard to avoid it when I had just cleared desert, or when I dipped desert the first time. But I didn't want to go into Mire without a fire source. Once I had the fire source and I was already clearing desert anyways, Mire's not that bad of a double dip for me. Hera's not a bad double dip if you're ever put in that situation. And arguably Eastern. I don't like doing an early Eastern. Like I tend to kind of last locate Eastern Palace if it has progression, especially without a big key or a bow. But in this seed, I don't think Eastern Palace was ever really a bad call.
Yeah, speaking of bow, did it ever come across your mind once you cleared Aga Tower to go get the silvers?
Crossed my mind to combo Aga Tower with the Pyramid Fairy check. But in my mind, I was like, no, you should do Aga Tower before the Pyramid Fairy check, because then the Pyramid Fairy check is quicker. And then just the more I thought about it, I'm like, would Silverless Ganon take me longer than getting the silvers? And I didn't think it would. So, granted, my Silverless Ganon was trash, but yeah, I just in my mind, I just didn't think it was worth the walk to get it. So I just opted not to. Plus, at that point, I was so much of the seed had already been completed. Like, I don't think they would have saved time. Like, if I still had to do maybe Mire or something like that, then maybe. But I didn't think it was going to save enough time.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense to me.
But yeah, it is late over here. It's now midnight local time, so I will have to step away. I'll let y'all focus on Dr. Earworm as he finishes up seed.
All right.
Genius to Dr. Earworm as he finishes, and thank you very much for the interview and the restream.
Thank you for
All right,
running.
thank you. Have a good night, Peach.
Have a good night, Peach Rain.
Y'all too. Bye.
So, as Peach Rain said, we have Dr. Earworm finishing his climb up again in the shower. He's moving into the gauntlet. He's moving through the wizard room. He's moving into the deceptively dangerous torture room here. We're gonna see him pause here. Nope.
Nope, that's been taken out.
Oh, it has. Okay.
Out. Yeah, that was patched out recently.
It used to be that if just for people watching the stream wondering why I'm spouting nonsense here, it used to be that if you moved up the stairs while that torch was going out, the door was closing, you would actually end up despawning everything on the upper floors, which rendered the dungeon incompletable. It was not great.
Nope. And they patched out this quadrant glitch here as well, which does the same thing. But hey, we don't have to worry about that because it's been patched out. Dr. Earworm is going to go and take their agonometry test now. See how well they do. As Dr. Earworm is... Ooh, that was a bad cycle right there. And there it is. Dr. Earworm has taken down Aga. Now they have the choice to make. Are they going to go ahead and clear Castle Tower and then clear the dungeons, or clear the dungeon then Aga Tower? If they're going to save Aga Tower for last, nope, they're going to do Aga Tower now. My bad. Aga Tower now. Go ahead and get that safe spot from the Dark World. I do wonder if they will also skip the silvers.
Yeah, I expect Dr. Earworm will.
Nice key dash there. Or Dr. Earworm, if does the cycles perfectly, will get that 3 blue balls, just like P-Train did, because this is a scripted fight on it's the same fight on every seed for each
Yep.
runner. So they should get 3 blue balls here.
Because each runner has the same seed, the Aghanim fight follows in the same sequence. So unless Dr. Earworm misses a blue ball, he will get the same 3 blue balls. Is what was meant there. There we go.
Okay, do we see the mirror be pulled out? Yes, we do. Do we see a flute to 5 next? We should. There is our flute. And there's our flute to 5. We're going to Eastern. We're going to say no to those silver arrows.
Yep. Dr. Earworm is confident enough that he doesn't really need them.
Silver arrows? What silver arrows? I have a butter sword. Let's just spin away. So we're going to see a mad dash to the back of Eastern here to take down the Armos Knights, and then fall into Ganon's lap to make bacon with him. Almost to the Armos fight. Let's see if Dr. Earworm can get that quick kill, just like P-Train did earlier. And then the big pig.
I don't expect Dr. Irwin to have any problems. Well,
Oh, backup strats. They always work.
nice.
That was calculated. Come on now.
Always.
And with the final pendant in hand, it is time to go and defeat Big Pig. It will be the same warp cycle as well with Ganon that P-Train had in Phase 3. So, I don't believe Ganon had that many warps tonight. So, unless Dr. Earworm falls, they will have the exact same cycle.
Mm-hmm. One of the few things that we don't have randomized in this game, these runners will always have the same patterns as each other, just to make things a little more fair.
Ooh, very nice torch glitch.
That is one of the best things that you can do for yourself in the Ganon fight.
Especially at half magic, you can use that fire rod to set up triple spins on Ganon. Should be just a couple more spins here.
Yup. Oh, got a hug. There we
Uh,
go.
There it is. Dr. Earworm has made bacon, ladies and gentlemen.
He beats the bridge boss. He finishes his race in 2nd place on the restream, 8th place overall, with an official racetime.gg time of 2 hours, 10 minutes, and 56 seconds.
Get those GGs in chat for Dr. Earworm. As we're joined, as we're joined by Dr. Earworm, GG, my friend.
Oh boy, hi. Thanks for hanging out.
Oh yeah, thanks for running. What do you think of the seed? I'm first going to ask about Hammer and Ice Palace.
Yup. Yeah. So I mean, for a while there, I just had better things to do. And then I didn't have better things to do, and I figured I should probably head over there. But I really didn't want it to be there. It's my 2nd seed in the last 5 or so that I've had Hammer and Ice Palace, so I figured it couldn't be there again, right?
Nobody ever wants to see Hammer and Ice Palace. I can speak for just about every single runner of this game. No one wants to see Hammer and Ice Palace ever.
Yeah, that was a rough one. And it's funny, in the race room before we were starting, the race monitor came in and said, "Hey, does anyone want to be restreamed?" And before I had a chance to say yes, P-Train said yes. And I went, "Oh man, that's not going to look good."
So I did want to ask you about something. Early in the race, you set up a very clean damage boost into the Mire Shed to take advantage of the Super Running State to grab those 2 chests. How did you feel finding the Moon Pearl like 2 minutes later?
It's funny you should ask that. So I was sitting there going, I probably shouldn't do this. There aren't that many logical locations left where Moon Pearl could be. It's probably in desert. I should probably just do desert, dip into desert first and not deal with all these shenanigans. And then I failed it so many times in a row. I just got stubborn and went, I want to make this work. So.
Yep.
You want to show out for the restream. That's what it was.
Yeah, although wanting to show off for the restream usually ends badly for me. That was the ugliest Agatu fight I think I've ever had. That was rough stuff.
I mean, it's better than I could have done, so.
Yeah, it was a tough one. And then the thing that really killed my time was I had access to GT like 20 minutes ago, I think. And I was just I don't do a lot of all dungeons Keysanity, and like I knew that there could be required progression for pendant dungeons in GT, and if I hadn't found the Swamp Palace Small in Pyramid Fairy, I was gonna go to GT next. And then I found the Swamp Small and full cleared Swamp, and all I had left was Eastern Big, and I had just enough checks left on the overworld to be, to feel nervous about making the time commitment of climbing the mountain and full clearing GT, looking for a key that might just be at hammer pegs. So that also cost me a good chunk of time.
Yeah, I can understand wanting to not climb the mountain to not find a key. Yeah, I can completely understand that.
It was rough stuff. So if I had been up against pretty much anyone else in this race except for like the top 3, my time wouldn't have looked quite so bad. But going up against P-Train is always a tough match, especially for someone like me who has not been playing for that long. So.
And there are actually points in the match where y'all were like in the same location at the same time. So, and this is like in the middle of the match as well. So you were hanging in there pretty well. So
right on, yeah. This is karma. this is karma for the ladder jet seed that I had earlier today, where I set a new overall PB. So of course I had to have one, a 2+ later in the day to cap it off.
Well, congratulations on the PB.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I gotta have something good happen today. But yeah, thank you guys for hanging out. Sorry to keep you so long after the other restream runner finished.
Nah, it's all
No
we're here
problem.
for. Thank you for running.
Absolutely. All right.
Final
Have a good night,
thoughts on
guys.
the
Thank you.
seed? Or go ahead.
Oh yeah, it was a garbage fire. I hated it. Yeah. No, it's always fun to play, and it's always great to be on the restream. And thanks to Speed Gaming. Thank you to Akuhaish for tracking the unsung heroes. Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. It's a blast.
All right, get some sleep, Dr. Earworm. Thank you again for running. And again, if you loved what these runners are doing, give our runners a follow, Dr. Earworm and P-Train. Because without them running, we would not have anything to talk about tonight. Thank you, Claymore729, for commentating with me at the last moment.
Thank you for having me.
And again, thank Akuhish. I can never say the last syllable of your name, Akuhish. Akuh. There, I'm just gonna do that.
There you go.
But thank you for tracking. You keep us on track, cause I know I'm watching two screens and talking at the same time. Something drops from my memory. But with
thank you, chat, also for being there. And if you have a game that you like to see done fast, we probably have it done sometime in the past or coming up in the future on any of Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2 through 6.
Again, give our channels a follow, and with that, there's always things going on. Be sure to keep a lookout on what's happening on these channels. With that, we thank you. Good night, and we'll catch you next time.
Have a good one, guys.